Ms. Johanna Ikäheimo has acted chairman of the board of directors of Lappset Group since the year 2006. In addition to that, she has a number of national and international assignments. For example, she is a board member of Varma Mutual Pension Insurance Company since 2009, has acted vice chairman of the board of directors and board member of the Finnish Industry Investment Limited, and board member of Handelsbanken Finland branch. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Johanna Ikäheimo.
Thank you. And then the checkup if the microphone works. Does it work? No? Yes? It's very close now. Okay. Let me work it. Okay. Now it's better? Okay, everybody hears me. Okay. The thing is that I'm an entrepreneur and I try to bring you a little bit, probably a simple approach to the design. To me, design in my work is something that penetrates the whole business, and it's very hard to me to separate from like a separate box. And that's why it's very hard to organize my presentation. So first time in my life, I'm a little bit disorganized. So excuse me for that. But for me, design is something that gives a form and function to a product. But it is also something that enables a sensible production and also very effective type of production and transportation. It also provides best possible service solution to the customer needs. So it pretty much covers everything what we do. And it is incorporated everything in the business. And Anne was telling that company, if it's a good company, should have a design strategy. We don't. Are we a bad company? I don't know. But design lives and breathes in everything what we do. And I'm trying to tell you first a little bit about the company philosophy, because you have to understand about that before you understand what the design in our company is. Then I try to tell you a little bit about the design itself, how many layers it really sets in our company. And then I tell about the design of the product themselves through products. And let's start. Everything started from here. 1970. My father started the company with the name of Oy Pohjoiskalotti Nordkalotten AB. A design name by itself, right? You can really start the international company with that kind of a name, or international business. And that's why he created a product group name called Lappset. And it became the company name at the end of 80s. And Lappset is a very clever name because in Finnish language with one P it means children. And in the international circles, Lapp refers to Lapland, Laponi, and Set is a group of things. So it's a group of things coming from Lapland. And then, if you think, the Australians always say that they come from down and under. Here in Lapland, we are above ordinary by a location. But everything what we do and say over here, we need to be above ordinary in order to survive. And that is something design-wise also what we need to be here in order to survive. We need to be in all of the design work. We need to be above ordinary now and in the future. But then something what is very important also, we are here in the middle of the nature, in the middle of the forest. It brings us the raw material. It brings us the place for the relaxation. We go there to pick the berries and the mushrooms. We go for walks and talks. But for something very special, what the nature and the forest is, it's the state of mind. But because we live here in the middle of the forest, it's also a challenge. And design-wise, it's a challenge too. Because we need to think, for example, when we design a product, that, okay, it has to be, of course, beautiful, usable, economically, very good, but above everything else, it has to be transportable in order to be a good designed product. If we cannot transport it from here, from the middle of the forest, out to the world, it's not a good designed product. If we cannot transport it so that it is effectively transportable product, it's not good design. And many people cannot think about it. Then the vision and the values. I concentrate more on the vision over here. The Americans had a dream in 1969 to take the mankind outdoors. We do have our own dream to invite mankind outdoors. I mean, the Americans had the vision to take the mankind to the moon, and we want to take the mankind outdoors. And how we do it, we want to bring people of all the ages together by creating joyful outdoor experiences. We want people to play, learn, and exercise today so that they feel better tomorrow. And we do it so that we have different organizations in the world. We are very proud to say that we have the headquarters here in Lapland, in Rovaniemi. We have the main factory here. We have a small factory in Pello, and we have also the production plant that produces metal components in Estonia. Then we have a small factory also in Enköping. But then we have competence centers that are developing interactive play in Holland, senior sports in Spain, and park products in Sweden. And the other subsidiaries are listed there where you see them. And then the other parts of Lappset representative are located in these about 50 different locations around the world. So our world is quite large today. And if you think that from here, from Rovaniemi, we should please with our production and services all those different countries, all the people from different worlds. We should find the unified way and products and services that would satisfy the needs of all those countries. It's quite challenging, but it's very, very interesting. And the design work, like I was saying, it's a work and an artwork of a designer who designs a product, but it's also an artwork and design work of a guys who work at the production. Because as important of a design of a product and service, as important it is a design work of the whole process. Then about 5 facts about the future, because we have to be looking all the time about the future, what the future looks like, what are the trends in the future. That is the basis of the design work of today, but especially of tomorrow. These are the facts. They are nothing new for anybody. The urbanization, aging, obesity, digitalization, and need for innovation on energy, environment, economics, people, planet, and profit. And we need to adjust our products and services into those future needs. And also we have to take in consideration in today's and tomorrow's environments, not only in Finland, but you saw that we are in 50 different countries today. Today's city centers look very different around the world. Look at this one here, over here, over there. I have the couple of last slides. We have even solution to these kind of environments. What the playgrounds should look in these kind of environments. Completely different that they would look in Rovaniemi. Keep in mind that picture. Today's housing areas are very different. Tomorrow's housing areas are very different. And today's parks. We are still trying to look a solution, a playground solution for this kind of a park. We haven't found it. Or we have, but it's kind of dangerous so far. We are developing that one. But then mega trends in our industry that comes from those 5 facts and challenges. People are moving to the cities. We have lack of space, so we have found solutions for that. Population of aging, so we have designed products for aging population. Obesity, this is why we want to invite the people outdoors, all the people. And alternative options, the customers want all the time alternative options. And new activities need to be developed all the time to the users as well. Then the approaches to the user experiences and the users, you need to have the think about the mindset of the users all the time. And this is a very, very wide kind of a approach that you have to keep in mind when you are developing, especially the products and services. And you think that it's just a thing that you start designing a product, but you, in today's world, you have to think and study quite a lot when you are starting to design a concept and a product. You have to take in consideration the cultural context, social context, physical environment, personal factors. You have to study the personal factors of different types of users, the action of the people, and of course the product itself and what is in relation to the product, the features, shapes, and usability and safety. And then when it comes to the users themselves, of course, people who play, all the different ages, people who work, people who are working with the play and playground equipment. What are their needs, their desires? And one thing that you might not think, people who don't appreciate, the vandalism. You have to think of what can be harming the product. Can you imagine that you cannot, for example, have a slide that is made out of 2 parts? Do you know why? Because some teenagers can put a razor plate in between the connection point. And when a child slides down, there can be quite a large-scale damage happening. So you have to be considering things and testing things that no standard, not a normal mindset of an adult can even imagine. it comes from the experience. Not a designer book says it. It doesn't, you don't learn it at school. You learn it by an experience. And that's why, for example, when we design something, when we have our prototypes, when we have it, the prototype A, B, and when we have the 0 type, we test them ourselves. We take a 24, not 6-pack, but at least 24 beers or ciders or something, and we take the management team out and we go and test it. Of course, we have had it tested by our children and everything. Then we go with the management team and take all the tools out and try to break and shake and play and do everything that, okay, does it last us? Okay, if the test is done well, then we take the teenagers out and say, okay, try to go out and test it. But it is amazing when you see children testing the products. I mean, you thought that you have seen it all. You've calculated on paper. You've done it all and everything. You found 16 ways of using that product. And when you let the real users go out there, 23 ways of using it. They bring the bikes and they bring the animals and they twist it around and they find new ways of using it that you had never imagined yourself, even if you were drunk. I mean, at your most creative, moments. But no. So, I mean, it's something that you have to really use many ways in your process. I would call it in a process of design before you really can really bring out your products. Then it's the design process of the product itself. Yes, you bring out a product, but then also in many of our cases, you also have to bring out so-called interaction. So you bring out different kind of interfaces, how the product communicate to the people who use them. This is also a very big challenge because we are working in so many different languages, in so many different cultures. That is a very, very exciting design process as well as information designs, the symbols, guides, guidelines, and instructions, how you communicate things that are very different in different cultures. Then design of products themselves. These are not existing products. These are just designs that we have made in our design bank. Then designing also a playground itself. We are designing playgrounds that they look like this. You can go and check this one out at Konttisen Puistot here in Rovaniemi. This is a real design in Rovaniemi. Then products themselves. Products themselves look like this. But we design products together with customers, so you can make them look according to the customer needs. You can extend them because it's a modular system. You can make them according to the customer plans. Then it's not only product you can modificate. This over here, you can see maybe a little bit more clear. We have designed the ground. These waves are about a meter high. So you can design the groundwork and make it exciting. Then you can make different shapes. Then we have designed a product like an interactive learning environment for children. And it was a learning process that we combined in a design work and in a production development work, a lot of different kind of expertise. And it was a process that created a lot of spin-off in our production and development. And in that learning, from that process, we created a lot of new design in our production. We learned to use a lot of new materials. We needed to we learned a lot about teenagers and a lot about new types of products. Like we created, for example, parkour with parkour experts. And we created products for adults with the physiotherapists. And then we created CrossFit with the CrossFit experts and combined it with technology. And again, it's an innovation. Existing innovations combined with the products. And this is something new, that in Finland we should combine innovations together in order to have kind of new type of products. Then we have senior products for seniors together with the physiotherapist services. Again, a new innovation. Then we have camera detection technology. Over here we have a camera detection, and then we have music over here, and children play together. And when the music stops, for example, the camera detects who moves the first, and the child is out of the game, and then the music continues, and that's the one type of a game over there. Then we have LED lights for the football game, for example. Then over here we have for the small areas, we have 80 square meters of a playground lifted up rather than have it on the ground. So we have lifted it up for small spaces. Then we have used solar power in the daytime, and playgrounds can be lit during the nighttime. And these are for the architects. Then my favorite is that the children have music all the time. We contacted Armin van Buuren, the #1 DJ in the world. We said, what can we do for the young children? Armin said, do a DJ table. We said, what? DJ table? He said, yes, DJ table for young people. This is my favorite. What you can do with the DJ table, you can have your mobile phone, put it over here. Over here, there's 2 places you can put 1 or 2 mobile phones together. You can start scratching and pitching your music in a public place. Guess what the young people start doing? They start dancing, moving, action, jackson. Great time, having just great time. And over there, it's just a blast. And it's an amazing innovation, and together with all the design products, you know, it's again something new for the youngsters. Then Angry Birds, again something new of a design, combined two companies together. I don't have to explain, but then remember that picture from Dubai. Playground can also float. We have combined our work together with Marinatech. So today, if you don't have enough ground, the playgrounds can even float today. So there is no limit in the world if your mindset is to be above ordinary. Thank you.
Dr. Juho Nummela, President and CEO of Ponsse plc, joined the company in 2002 to do his master's and doctoral thesis. In January 2005, Dr. Nummela was appointed as Director of the Quality and IT Department, and he also became a member of the management team. In 2006, he was appointed as a factory director, and in June 2008, as a president and CEO of Ponsse plc. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Juho Nummela.
Good morning, everybody. Everybody can hear me? Okay, very good. My name is Juho Nummela. I come from the company called Ponsse. How many of the audience knows Ponsse? Perfect. We are in Finland. Nice. Okay, so I try to deliver a message from Vieremä and tell the story about Ponsse and go the history through our products, and also to set a little bit and to tell a little bit about the global situation that we have and where we are going globally at the moment. And then also finally discuss a little bit about the design of our products and where we are heading at the moment. Hopefully you enjoy. So this is Ponsse shortly. So we are a forest machine company based in Finland. The company was started in 1970 in Vieremä. I will show you a little later where Vieremä is. And we are a company that is making pretty much everything itself. So we have the manufacturing, we have the sales and service, and we have all the technology related to the products. And as the last speaker, very innovative company, we are also coming from Finland, and we are innovative as well. Our mission is to develop and manufacture harvesting solutions based on customer needs and based on sustainable development. Sustainability is very, very important these days, and we are representing CTL method, which is cut to length method, developed here in Finland and Sweden. And that itself is a very sustainable method for forest management. And for us, when we think about the design, the environmental issues related to forest machines are related to fuel consumption, the productivity of the machines, as well as the impact of the machines to the forest environment. Very, very important issues for us in order to be sustainable in our operations. And our vision is to be the preferred partner. So whatever you do when you think about forest machines, think Ponsse. That's our goal. So whoever it is, we think about the yellow color. And we are very, very highly driven through our values. Our founder, Mr. Einari Wigren, who few years ago died, unfortunately, was a creator of our values, and we are very, very heavily led through the values of the company. And probably the most important thing is honesty. As we are Finns, we are straightforward, and we always keep what we promise. So that is the main issue for Ponsse. And then Ponsse spirit. Well, we're a young bunch of people. We are doing high technology products, and we are having fun doing it. Well, that's the main point. And for us, what is important also is that we have everything in our own hands. We have the manufacturing, we have the assembly in Vieremä, only factory that we have. We are number 2 in the world. Our competitors, John Deere and Komatsu. So John Deere, Komatsu, and Ponsse are the 3 big ones. So we have huge competitors. And we also have all the technology in our own hands. And this means that we are doing all the computers, all the PCs, all the module computers for the machines ourselves. And that factory is in Seinäjoki. So we also have electrical components quite a bit in our machines. And right now, well, we have been, ever since '95, we have been in the stock exchange in Nasdaq OMX in Helsinki. We have 11 subsidiaries, 26 dealers, and about 1,000 people working for us. So, and still the headquarters is in Vieremä. And the main markets for us, Finland obviously, we have been here for 43 years. We have Sweden, Russia, North America, France, and Germany. Anybody knows which is the biggest CTL market in the world at the moment? Any ideas? Russia is the biggest growing market. Anybody else? I can tell you, it's Sweden. Sweden in good years, they can handle about 800 machines, and Finland is right after Sweden. And then we have the big countries which are growing, Russia, and obviously I will discuss a little bit more about the Southern Hemisphere a little bit later as well. And then we have Vieremä. And you know, we translate this in English, center of Finland. So in this map, you don't see Helsinki. We are over here, quite close to Rovaniemi. And it's fair to say that we are in the middle of nowhere. So this is Vieremä. This is the center of Vieremä. Okay? And we have more cows than we have people. And then this is from the other side. So we have, I can say that this is above average, the size of the companies in Vieremä. So this is Ponsse here, about 2.7 hectares of area, of factory area. Very, very modern factory here. We have the test drive court here, and we have the supplier network that we have been building close to us. 90% of our supplier network is in Finland, and rest of the products and supplier network is in Germany. We are buying Mercedes engines, Rexroth and Sauer hydraulics and NAF axles from Germany. Everything else is in Finland. Okay, size of the company, you can see here, we were struggling quite a bit in 2009 when we had the big recession. Then we have been growing quite nicely. A little bit problems. Last year the market was going down, but we were able to take market share even though the markets were going down, and we only lose about 4% our turnover. And this is one of the biggest issues that were affecting this was the new products that we are able to bring out to the markets quite effectively. So agile R&D and rapid response to the markets is very, very important. And we are trying to be quicker and quicker all the time. And here you can see where we are globally. So our machines are all the way from Uruguay and Brazil, plus 40, 45 degrees, all the way up to Khabarovsk area here in far east of Russia. So minus 40, minus 45 degrees. So the same products are working globally in our environment. So obviously the biggest volume is coming from Europe. We have operations in North America also. And this part of the world is picking up at the moment. So the market is growing. It has been down for many, many years. And then we have Russia here, which has the biggest forest reserves in the world. And that is moving quite nicely. And then we are also in China, not making the machines, but delivering the machines over there for different projects. And the biggest one is Stora Enso project in China, Guangxi area. And then just last week we were visiting Brazil and Uruguay, and that is a big growth area for us as well. And then to give you some ideas how the world is looking in different areas for us. So this is in Russia, Far East, Komsomolsk, Namur. These are different places than we are used to here in Finland. And perfect forests, as I mentioned, the biggest forest reserves in the world. And this is the other side. Somebody was telling about the infrastructure. So this is our normal life in Russia. So if you have the summertime over here, it might be quite ugly. We need to wait for the winter. So you can imagine, because the service in these products are very, very important. So we need to have a good supply of spare parts, and we need to have simultaneously good service locally. So some minor issues here. But then we have Ponsse Spirit. Our service dealer and their service manager, so he's ready to save the customer's day. So no problems. It's a matter of attitude. And this is from China. Again, a totally different environment. They are having a lot of eucalyptus there. So this is a part which will be growing in the future. And right now the first 10 forest machines of this method are Ponsse machines down in Guangxi area in Beihai. And we are there very, very strongly. And what is a big issue for us is also training the operators for this type of work. So you can imagine Chinese people, they have not seen these type of products before, so we need to train them from the scratch. So right now we are building our service network and we are building our training operations there in order to be effective in cutting the forest. And this is in Finland. We have these 8-wheel machines here which are working. We are going to the softer and softer areas. So we need to have low ground pressures for the machines. And this is something that we were able to design during 2009. And right now they are a big selling machines. And this is one trend that we have also. All the flat areas are used for making food and growing food. So trees are easy to plant to the steep slopes, but it's a little bit harder to harvest them. So this slope right here, which has the biggest machine that we have, 8-wheel bear, this weighs about 25 tons. And you can imagine this is 35 degrees. So you need to have good nerves to drive the machine. And hopefully the machine is reliable. So this is a big issue for us in order to provide 100% quality for the customers. And then we have Brazil and Uruguay. This is from Brazil. From zero to this, it takes about 7 years. Our pine over here in Rovaniemi area is a little bit slower. But it doesn't mean that we don't have a very strong forest industry here in Finland. We are evolving all the time. We are still cutting the same amount that we did a little while ago. And it means that this is a growing area. And we can use almost the same technology to harvest the trees. But we need to be innovative as well over here in order to serve the customers. But the main point is that wherever trees are growing, Ponsse can have a sustainable method, and Ponsse is over there to provide the services for the customers to be profitable as well. Okay, our products over the years. So this is why we started. Einari, the founder of the company, was himself a big contractor in Finland at that time. So he wanted to get a machine that would last. The problem that he had was this. You can imagine 1960s, not too many cell phones, not too many service partners close to you, pretty much nothing in the forest. In remote areas, in these areas, how do you handle this situation when you have no cash flow coming in from your operations? So he said, in his own words, he said that if I could have a machine that would last for one winter, would be perfect. So this is what he developed. It was a 4-water machine, and he just focused on making high quality product to himself, so he could be able to survive in the forest. But then when they saw that this machine was not breaking, they were calling Einari and said that, can you please make more of these machines, because these machines have the best productivity and the least amount of repairs. And then the first machine was yellow, and I need to tell a little story about the name of the company, because it needs to be told so everybody knows about it. So at that time when these guys were building the machine, 69 in Vieremä, was a very small village, and they gathered around because they knew that they were going to drive the machine out from the factory. So they gathered it around, and there was simultaneously a small dog in that area, and it was very rusty. It was very mixed breed and ugly. So and he was very good hunting rabbits. So when they drove that rusty machine out, it was not yellow at that time, so they drove that out. So one villager said that, what kind of a Ponsse will this be? So then Einari said that, okay, this is a name for the product and for the company. So we have been Ponsse ever since. And here is the first serial product, 71. This is the whole company at that point of time. We have the CEO over here. He's very close to the personnel. The guy who is taking the picture is the first engineer of the company. And Einari is trying to sell the machines, and he's not in the picture. So this is where we started from. And for the 10 first years, we made 50 Ponsses for the local customers. And then 80s and the 90s, 86 was the time when the fast growth and big design work started, because we needed to have harvesters. So we need to have the harvester head, different cabins, different structure of the machine, and also the harvester crane. But that was not all. We also needed to have the control system and the measurement system for the machines. So there was a very, very high level of information technology related. And ever since, we've had information technology a very, very integral part of our machines. And then 2000, you can see the brand new, totally different machines and new design. And we also, at this time, we had the new engine into the machines, which was Mercedes engines. And this machine was a big thing for the markets. And the reason why it's gray is because we have Mercedes engines on it. So this was very, very big issue for us. And the reason why we selected Mercedes engines was that they were the first one to be able to steer the engine and control the engine electronically. So, and we were the first ones in forest machine markets to bring PC-based control systems for the machines. And right now, here you can see our machines at the moment. So we went back to yellow color. We have still the same shape. And these products right now, which are year model 2013, even though they have the similar shape, they are totally different machines technology-wise that we had early 2000. So the productivity, the harvester heads have been totally redesigned. Currently, we are feeding the tree through the harvester head 6 meters per second. And the control system can handle the measurement and length measurement to very, very high percentage continuously. Okay, few words about the shape of the machine. The story why we have this type of shape is that the founder of the company went to see this excavator factory, and when he came back, he said that we need to have the shape like this. And then the designers had the goal to make it happen. This is very typical for Ponsse. But the main issue is that we are in very, very highly competitive environment. We have John Deere, we have Komatsu, we have different manufacturers there. So we need to be differentiated and we need to be recognized. And this is what Ponsse is recognized through. So we have the yellow-black coloring, we have the curvy side panels, we have tanks like this. And then for the harvesters, the structure is very, very unique in the sense that always, so far, the crane has been in the middle of the back bogie. And we always have very, very low center of gravity, which is very, very good for the people working for it as well. And then the guidelines that we have currently. The outer shape is always delivering the message of light and durable professional machines. It's very, very important. We are working in the forest. We need to have, these are big machines. And for us, the bigger machine, more tires, the less the impact to the ground is. So we need to deliver the message as well that we are light in that sense. And reliability and quality, as I mentioned, are very, very important. So we need also to include that in our design. And we are also trying to give a modern impression of modern solutions. And this is not only a machine at the moment, but this, together with the high technology, with good quality of design, and the impression that the machine gives is very, very important. So it's not only a machine, it's a total package that Ponsse is delivering for the customers. Service, high quality manufacturing, rapid R&D, and continuous improvement that we do for the machines. And also, I have also one example from the issues that we have been making and developing, taking care of our productivity, ergonomics, and safety as well. And finally, one of the biggest issues is that our brand image, as well as our company values, are being delivered through the design of our machines as well. And then, when you think about the operators that are working in our machines, to be honest, we are not the sexiest business in the world. So we also need to have the design to support, to get young people to be operators, to be working for Ponsse, to be working for forest industry. It is very, very important for us. And then also, they tend to take better care of the machines when the machine is also respected. And the design is one way of impressing this respect for the machines. And here you can see what we have been doing with the cabin design. So we were considering the user interface that we have and what we had in the machines. We had partners to make the stories of the drivers. We did co-creation, rapid prototyping, so we were able from 3D models to very, very effectively to provide new models and test them and have functional control systems very quickly. Then we have ergonomics that we were studying quite heavily, and we were doing a lot of observation as well. And this was a very good project, and right now our control systems are looking like this. So we redid the PCs and we redid the interfaces as well. We did the control systems and all the internal parts of the cabin. So these guys are operating these machines 8 to 12 hours per day, and this is like a game. So you want to cut more and more trees and be more productive continuously. So easy to use control systems are very important. And right now, actually, we have more people working in IT systems, control systems, measurement devices, that we have mechanical engineers. So this is a big change for a normal steel industry, if you will. And finally, we need to be above the ordinary, right? It was very well said. So remember, we are doing the world's best forest machines from Vierema. That's us. Thank you very much.